it because the products and services that we develop aren't that good? Is it because they haven't got the time? None of that is the answer. The pure and simple answer is money. They look at what we're doing. Don't forget, all these companies, they have holders, they have directors, they have owners. And the number one important thing that all of these companies look at is profit. Is there enough profit in us developing what we are and then putting it out? And the short answer is we can't see how there is enough profit for them to do what we are doing. So why are we doing this? Why is Onpassive doing something that others aren't? We are the correction to the corruption. We are designing something that nobody else has ever done before. We are giving a chance to the every average day person a real opportunity to earn money online, legally, legitimately, by the products and services and the commissions that are then earned from our company. This is why other people aren't looking at doing what we do, but they are looking at what we are doing. They don't like what we are doing. And this goes back to the problems that our CEO and the company have had. They might not want to do it themselves, but they certainly don't like what we're doing because they look at us as a threat to what they are doing. Yes, it's probably not going to be as profitable for them to do it themselves because the normal way of doing business is what? Allow a startup company like ourselves get going. They come steamrolling in. Here you go. Here's a few million. Buy it off you and integrate it into their own company. We haven't got shareholders. We haven't got financial backers. We haven't got that. It is one person who is running the whole show. And guess what he's always said? We're not for sale. We're not having shareholders. And we certainly aren't going to get into bed with other people. The other companies know this. So they feel as we are slightly as a threat. And a lot of the problems that we've envisaged since September is because of people trying to derail what we are doing, whether it's internally, whether it's externally, but the combination of all of them together has caused the company a bit of a headache. But when you get people who are pushing against you, when you get people who are trying to derail you, guess what it shows? That you're doing something right, doing something that they are not happy about, and that is good news for all of us. It means that we're in the right area, we're in the right ballpark, do what we're doing because they don't like it. And when people don't like it, it means that they feel that we are a threat to what they are existing at the moment. We're not a threat to them as ourselves. We're not looking to threaten anybody. We're looking to be able to produce what we are and give the customer the choice. And that's the difference. We are going to be a clean, ethical company that gives the user the choice to use us if they want to. We're not going to coerce people, not like people do. Okay, we're going to be completely upfront and totally above board with what we're doing. Anyway, I thought I'd put that into the mix. Over to you, Chris.
Well, very good, Red. Very Marty. I love you both. You're both looking dapper. Nice one, Marty. What about the pressure? Let me start off. I got a few things I want to say. I'll try to say them quick. Number one, happy birthday, whoever has a birthday today. Absolutely, I have 3 individuals that's on my brain today for prayers, and I know there's a lot more. We'd be here 16 hours with all the prayers that I do on a daily basis. Robin Noble, Julie Pierre's daughter, Chloe, and Pat Parent. I'd ask that you put them in your prayers today. They're going through some issues right now, and they need some prayers. once again, 4 years ago, 9/11, knew exactly where I was that day, and sometimes just want to forget it. Now, I want to explain something to you about, we were just having this discussion before we got here. Marty was saying some stuff. I said, I think I have the answer. So, number one, to the deaf community out there, woo, baby, you guys right, Mexico, Japan, and I got a lot of people saying, well, Chris, we don't know what they're saying. I don't know sign language, or they're speaking in a different sign language. Well, I got the answer for you all. Anywhere in this world, I can go to church in any language, and I know exactly what I'm going there for. Okay? We had a lot of Mexicans come on today and yesterday, and a few Japan and North Americans, and they're all speaking in a different sign language. Okay? Why we're doing Shining of the Light is so they can connect to their communities. Now, get this one. You're going to love this one. There's 70 million deaf people in this world. That's 1% of the people's population. Now, if I get 100 people that are deaf that speak all kind of sign language, they're talking to their community. Not talking to us. We already know about it. This is what I was trying to explain before we got on here. Now, we want to recognize everyone. I don't care what your language is, Hindi, Bengali, Germany, France, whatever it is, you speak your language. Because we want to reach out to your community and your country. Now, if you want to put words down there so maybe we can see what you're saying, that's great. But you don't have to. Send us a short video, 20 minutes or less. A lot of them do it in 5, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, and we're getting them out. You can use those to share to your community, which is 70 million deaf people in this world. And I don't know, we got 1,000 or so or more deaf founders in Onpassive. So you're going to connect to my devs out there. 70 million people out there that are going to be looking for Onpassive. Why? Because they are going to need it, especially in today's time. So that's what we're doing. I have a lot of calls the last couple of days. I don't know what they're saying. Their community knows exactly what they're saying. They're talking about Onpassive. They're talking about their gratitude to the HR and his family and what Onpassive is all about. So I hope that one helped you out a little bit, Marty. Yeah, he's not going to agree with me. He does. But now let me go into my other thing here. Now, most of you know I try to tell you true stories. I do tell you true stories. And I try to talk a little bit my situations, or I study things. For the last few days, I have studied Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. And I want to tell you a few things if you don't know. Yeah, you can go on YouTube, but I thought it was very interesting. Now, regardless how much you like or dislike Mark Zuckerberg, he's one smart dude. 19 years old, he figured a lot of things out, but he didn't really quite know what he was doing. And he did things, some of the things were wrong, but he just kept going. Now, 2 years after he started the Facebook, which that's what it was back then, Yahoo offered him $1 billion to sell him. $1 billion. And he said, no. I think he's 19 or between 19 and 21. He told him no. How many would you say would turn that down? He turned it down. And it gets better than that. MTV, which I never heard, I just found this out watching an interview. MTV, a little while later, offered him $1.5 billion to buy Facebook. Now, the gentleman that was from MTV invited him, Mark Zuckerberg invited him to his apartment. He brings him over there, honest. They actually go on the roof of the apartment, they talk. And he says, listen, we want to offer you $1 billion for your company. And Zuckerberg says, it's worth a lot more than that. And the guy looked at him, and this guy is just crazy. And what he said, you've seen my apartment. I don't need that kind of money. That's not why I'm doing this. His main objective was to connect people to the world at ease. Right? Now, everyone got Facebook. Facebook people hate it. The ideas in Facebook that people said, no way it won't work. The news feed, one of his biggest things. And you have no idea the flack he had against that. But see, then he was very successful. He was doing great. And this is the funny part. The first offer, the guy who offered him $1 billion, management team said, you crazy? 1 year after that, they all quit. They all quit. His whole team, the whole management team just left. This guy's a nut job. He turned all the smut down. And he said, I don't think they did good enough to my manager team of what I really wanted to do with Facebook, the Facebook at the time, which made a lot of sense to me. In other words, he had vision of what he really wanted and didn't let him do it. So when the guy, you're not going to sell it, he goes, no, I don't need the money. You see how I live. And you wouldn't take Facebook where I want to take it. You wouldn't take Facebook where I want to take it. And I thought, this is cool. Now, you can watch these on YouTube. I'm pretty spot on what I'm saying. But I thought, man, how cool is that? Then what happened, I'm going to give you a little heads up. About a month before Facebook got in trouble, Ash Mafara told us all on a webinar. A month before, you guys probably ain't going to believe me, or Facebook's going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, back then, way back then, there was no laws on data. No one really knew what data was. And Zuckerberg did. He took full advantage. He knew how much data would be, and he got away for a long time. You know, the government came in and senators and start complaining. He knew there was some things that he didn't do right. The worst thing that he did, which he had to go to court for and face senators, and they said, they tore him apart, and they said, you had ample warning from your own team about anywhere girls from 9 to 12 years old who were being predated by sex offenders who were being bullied, actually committed suicide. And the whole court was filled with these people from these kids. And Zuckerberg, he stood up and did the right thing, apologized, and they asked him, are you going to pay him? He didn't really say nothing about that. But he knew that there was a lot of things that he needed to fix. Why am I telling you all this? Because Ash Mafara is not your average guy. Ash Mafara studied this stuff for a very long time of what is good and what is bad. He's seen it, and he knew before Facebook hit the courtroom of what was going on. I'm sure he's saying we can never let that happen in Onpassive. People have to be protected. What do he do? He comes out with Verify, where everyone knows in Facebook you can have 1 million accounts and they don't even have to be you. Anyone can get on there, whether you're a sexual predator or a scammer. To this day, Facebook still has scams. Buy this for cheap, people pay it, and you can't contact them anymore. That's still happening today, which I can't stand. I actually talked to Ash about that a year and a half ago. Explain some things to me. This is what's not going to happen in Onpassive, okay? Verify lets everyone know who you are. You're not going to be able to come in with a fake name. You're not going to be able to hide in a basement or in your closet trying to predator little kids, okay? Ash Mafar's got young kids himself. He wants your kids, everyone's kids, your grandkids, to be protected when they go online. He wants them to go online because there's so many things you can learn online. But he also wants them to be safe. So when he came out with their Verify, I loved it. Because, again, every one of us here, I'm going to almost say everyone here has been hacked on Facebook. Okay? People steal your information, and then they start sending stuff to your friends. All right? This is things that Ash Mafara says, we can't ever let that happen. So his protocol is perfect, safe, efficient, cheaper, but the main thing is your kids are going to be able to go on to this stuff and actually learn things without having to worry about some misdeviant person coming on there and bullying them or trying to, nudity was on there. Actually, it still is. This gambling. Ash Mafara wants nothing to do with that. He wants a clean and ethical company, like Red just said, And I love that. Now, I have grandkids. I have kids. I'm sure they're going to have kids, grandkids, and all that stuff. I want to protect it. And in today's world, online is a dangerous thing for a lot of these platforms. Ash Mafar is securing what we have so that everyone's protected. You won't get in unless we know exactly, not me, them, who you are. All right, data will not be shared. And this is what happened. And I can't prove this, but I'm pretty sure when the big platforms got a hold of everyone's data, what did they do? They sold it for billions of dollars. And who bought it? Child predators, hackers, all these bad people bought this stuff. And that's how all the bad things started happening. Ash Mafar has studied this system, and he never wants that to happen in Onpassive. O-Verify is going to take care, and other things. It's not just O-Verify. There's going to be all kinds of things for safety factors. And I absolutely love that about Onpassive, just for the protection of me, my finances. How many times have your bank's been ripped off? Every 2 years, someone steals money out of my account. No idea. Well, someone sold them my information somewhere, and they hacked into my account. That's how it works, folks. Ash Mafar is going to lock it down. All right. The biggest walls you've ever seen where people cannot come in your life, disrupt your life, steal from you, harm your kids. Welcome to Onpassive. My name is Chris Jensen, and I approve of this message. Always wanted to say that. Marty Red, back to you. That's all I have.
Chris, absolutely amazing. Marty's got a few technical problems at the moment. He's trying to get back on and off, but he's having a few problems. Amazing, Chris. Really, really good. Made a lot of sense to me. And it's funny, as you were talking about Mark Zuckerberg and the ups and downs, and I've listened to what you're talking about as well and seen it. It was interesting. He first started out, and he made a system, didn't he, for the college he was at. That's how he first started. It was just a chat forum at his college, and it sort of expanded from that. But it isn't amazing that he didn't sell out for all of that sort of money. And when you're 19, 20, and back there, and someone says, just take $1 billion, you'll be okay. I mean, it takes a very special person to be able to turn that down because they know what is coming as far as that product is concerned. And it sort of mirrors a little bit, doesn't it, of what our CEO says on many, many occasions. And when he says to us, you don't know what is going to happen. I know because I see the big picture. You guys don't. And I'm sure he's had people approach him already for Onpassive. And if you remember, I think it was webinar he was on, or the one before that, he was talking about data, and he really made a big emphasis, didn't he, on how much data is worth right now. You know, it really is worth an awful lot of money. And I think I've told you this story before, haven't I, of a friend of ours. In fact, it's my niece's husband now. He works for Expedia, and he is a data analysis, or a data something. I can't even remember what the proper terminology is, but he's a procurement officer. So in other words, he's this guy who goes around companies like us purchasing data for Expedia. And he was telling, I had this story a couple of years ago about Onpassive, and he asked me how many members are there in Onpassive, and at the time it was just founders, and I said, roughly about 1.5 million. And he said to me, do you know how much that data is worth? He said, literally is worth millions of dollars. And now we've got much more data than that because of the customer base as well. So really, really interesting, Chris. I loved it. I thought it made a huge amount of sense to me. And it really does mirror a lot of, I feel, what Ash Mufara is thinking in his own mind as well. It's not about the money. It's about the need of what we are doing. Same as Mark Zuckerberg saw the need in Facebook for people out there. And like you say, you love it, hate it. It is certainly a platform that is used by literally billions of people because they need it. It's the way that they communicate. Anyway, Chris, you are the host. I'm going to pass it back to you.
I'm the host. Well, everyone, Ash can't get out of these meetings. I don't think he has to apologize for that. I'm not sure when he's going to come on next, but you never know. So stay plugged in and keep dreaming. Okay, keep dreaming. As soon as he gets out of meetings and we can find some more information out, we will be the first ones to put it out. Please like and subscribe to all of our YouTube channels, everyone that's airing on this right now. Get on them all, because when we have something big to say, we put it out on all, I think 17 or 20 YouTube channels. So like and subscribe to all of them. It don't cost you nothing. Plus, you're getting the greatest information about a passive, period. So everyone, thank you for being here. I think Marty's having technical difficulties, and he missed my great speech, and he texted me, "You just better be good." He put the pressure. And don't forget, on Friday, I'm going to be in the chair. I don't know why, but I'll be in the chair.
Yeah, Chris is in the chair on Friday, and he's already told me we need a part 2.
Deaf community, keep doing what you're doing. I know you can see the words on the bottom. Anyone out there, I don't care if you're Vietnamese, German, French, put it in your language, send us a quick video, and we will get it out there, and you can talk to your community in your language. I love every one of you. God bless. Red, good seeing you, bro. I'll talk to you later.
And you, my friend.
Bye.